Okay, so we'll bring it to the garden first, I suppose. When we moved in here about 3 years ago, and the whole place was pretty much covered in elder trees, brambles, nettles, pretty much everything. No one had been in here for about 20 years, so we had to start from scratch. And coming in here and clearing it out, all the farm plastic and everything was a pretty big mission. And we found out that we had very poor soil in here, or none at all in places. So the first mission was to try and get ourselves some soil that we could start growing in. We built these three beds here, I think. And we looked into different kind of things that we could do, and to like different types of permaculture practice or organic growing practice, and one that worked really well for us were hügelkultur beds. Don't know if you've ever heard of them. It's a German concept, I think. But hügelkultur basically is mounding up sticks of different sizes, of different kind of, they've degraded to different stages, and basically you just mound them up. We put in wood chip, and then we cover them in topsoil. And the idea is that in winter time, the sticks absorb moisture from the rain, so it stores in underneath the soil. And in summertime, it starts heating due to the composting system that's happening under there. So it generates heat, and your beds are a lot warmer for growing. And we found it actually to be really, really beneficial because like last summer in the drought, we didn't really have to water these beds that much, like compared to other places. So really good system for water retention and for heating the soil. So if you're ever planning on growing. So coming through, this is our wild flower mound. So one of the big things that we wanted to do here was try and encourage biodiversity. So within the gardens, get like the pollinators in to get to pollinate all our plants, but also just to give space for bees and things like that need it. So I think it's really important in every garden that we should be planting wildflowers, wherever we can. So this is coming towards the end of its summer, but earlier on in the summer we had all poppies, and we've had a whole load of different things coming through here. So it's like a little kind of canvas that changes through the summer, and every year it's different as well, which is really nice about it. So so it's encouraging the weeds. There's thistles in here, some yarrow. Again, this is a deep-rooted herb that does really well in grasslands and stuff as well. So that's a whole lot. We've no beehives, no, but some of the neighbours do. Eddie and Anne up the road, and he has some sort of black bee, like very specific black bee from some part of the world, and we've actually started noticing since he told us that we have these really dark black bees down here. So they must be coming down from his place.
Okay, that must be nice in the middle of summer. You must have had a lot of them.
Yeah, no, it's great to see it, but these are our brassica beds. So basically what we do is a rotation, or we try to do a rotation, because you can't grow certain things in the same space year after year. This year we have our brassicas in here, and this is the first year we built a butterfly-proof tunnel. So we get cabbage white butterflies, little small white guys, and impressive, aren't they? Yeah. Wow. We left them there especially for today.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow they're going to get all cut and eaten. But yeah, they're you can't really grow brassicas, or we really struggle to grow brassicas without a net like this, because the cabbage white comes in, it just lays its eggs on the underside of the leaves, and within like a couple of weeks it's just getting devoured by caterpillars. So
the only ones we were okay with was the kale.
Yeah, the kale, they don't seem to like laying on the kale for some reason. So but yeah, so again, we've been kind of developing the space as we've been here over the years, and last year we built the pond to try and get some frogs in here. So frogs are good little snail eaters. Yeah, so, and it's just really nice. I think frogs again are one of those things that are all reptile amphibians are starting to be more threatened. So
Did you get them?
yeah. So built it last year, first frog this year.
Ronan found it.
Yeah.
Ronan found it first.
I didn't see any spawn, but apparently we didn't know at the time. But a customer of mine said that they had some goldfish and that they were giving away, and we took the goldfish, and then someone told us that the goldfish actually eat the frog spawn or the tadpoles. So we were like, ah, shit. Yeah, well, that's it. But anyway, a heron came and took some of the goldfish.
So is that why you have the duck in there to
Yeah, well,
deter the herons?
we wouldn't mind if he came and took the rest of the fish now. So, but so no, it's great to actually have a frog living in there after a year, and it's just it's just building the.
See any hedgehogs?
No, not in here. No.
That's going down by night.
Yeah, they
Hear
like.
them rustling around.
They like making homes in like piles of sticks and stuff. I think maybe we should set some up. But so we continued out around here. We put in this border this year just to try and give the garden a bit more of a full feel, because it was kind of closed off. But yeah, there's stuff that's going to come back every year, and we have some asparagus and stuff like that we've planted. It'll take a couple of years to get. So artichoke. We have pumpkin thrown in. So yeah, one of the other concepts that we've been doing over the last few years is polyculture, which is it's planting lots of things together rather than just doing monocrops. And it seems to work quite well. I was chatting to a friend lately, and he's planted loads of onions this year because he did really well last year, and then it turns out that he got onion white rot, which is like a pathogen in the soil. And it takes 20 years to get rid of it. And it could be to do with the fact that he just planted, loads of them, rather than maybe possibly planting things in with other things so that they, disease and stuff is less likely to establish. So yeah, that's.
Appreciate all this. We probably should see the before and after. Was it just?
Yeah.
At first, it was just.
Yeah.
There was nothing.
There's some pictures up on Facebook.
Yeah, we have the whole story of the farm from start to where we are now, from when we moved in. Woody Farm is the Instagram account, but we have a full diary of that. This is our fourth year growing, I think. This is our fourth summer growing. Yeah. So, but it's a hobby. It's not like it's not a sustainability. We're not trying to be self-sufficient. It's kind of.
You're not doing the good life.
You need to have a lot of hours. You can't have jobs anyway. We both have full-time jobs, so yeah. You have to say that you're my mammy.
You're doing a fantastic job.
She got the china there, didn't she?
Yeah. So this was one of the first building, eco builds that we did on the farm, and we had this plan to get a glass house down here, and we've been collecting bits of materials from jobs. I go out and bits of timber and stuff like that, and my brother Jono, who's out on the gate there, he was around for a few weeks, and I had collected everything but hadn't kind of drummed up the energy to start building it, and he decided that we could start off by. So timber is one of our big resources that I have here because I'm a tree surgeon. So we had lots of these bits of cordwood, and Jono had recently done a cob course. So we decided that we'd use timber and cob, so it's just straw and sand and clay, which we just dug out of a hole over there. So he started off with that and built this, and then we put the frame together ourselves, and all the glass was taken from jobs. It's just all repurposed. Yeah, so everything is pretty much upcycled. I had to pay for the roof, but it was something that came off somewhere else, and we think we got it together in about 3 or 4 weeks. But we've been growing it now for 2 years or so. And
this year was the first year we put a gutter system on it, and it's so much rainwater. Within one big rain shower, and it's full of wild.
Yeah, because the roof behind is feeding it as well. So we never really have to use the hose that much with the hügelkultur beds retaining water, and then just the water butts. It seems to be enough usually, doesn't it?
You're meant to water with a watering can, even your flower beds, because there's a certain way, like an art to watering, which I only found out this year. So dunking the water in a bucket and then watering is much better than using the hose because it compacts the soil and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
It's all a learning curve. Every day is a learning day. We had a friend of ours, his mother was down and she was looking at her onions and she told me that I was meant to twist the tops of the onions when they get to a certain age, because otherwise the onion won't swell down in here, it'll swell up on the stalk. So I never knew it. Anyone know about that?
There you go.
Yeah, so there you go. Yeah, but you know, it's anyone that comes, like there's just there's always stuff to learn. Like, so following through, you know, we have lots of nasturtiums. One of the other things that we're trying to do is companion planting. So it's planting things that work well with each other, and we started planting nasturtiums where the flowers are edible, the leaves are edible, but also they're great deterrent, especially for, there's our cabbage white butterfly over here now, he's on the leaf. But yeah, the insects like to eat them as well, so sometimes they take the...
Oh, so they'll eat that instead of the...
Yeah, even the cabbage white sometimes will go and lay on the nasturtiums rather than the brassica. So, you know, 'cause it's little things, but, you know, if you keep plugging away at them, they make a difference. So, we have some peas. Oh yeah, is there a big pumpkin in it? Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, we have a big pumpkin in there. Our chard has gone way past it. I'd say it's probably a bit bitter now, but it looks nice.
That's amazing.
We've got some parsnips coming on, some carrots, we have some spinach in the middle. Same over, we have carrots growing. We had all our onions around the side, which we harvested. We have tomatoes and stuff in the glass house. We're not actually going to let people in there today because we don't need to rob our prized tomatoes. They're very precious, so we've closed it, we've locked it up. You never know. Gotta be careful. This is just a little herb spiral. It was one of the things that we do on the farm is we get volunteers in through a couple of different websites. So we use a website called Workaway and another one called HelpX, and it works really, really well. So if you have like a lot of places to clear out, or you know, like when we moved in, all the sheds were full of stuff and we had a huge amount of labour to do, so we started getting people in and staying in the house, and you know, it creates a real good atmosphere. New people coming in, you're sharing experiences, and you're getting work done as well. So we found that to be quite good, especially if you're setting up a garden and you have a lot of kind of manual labour. I couldn't recommend it enough. I think you do too, Victor, do you?
Yeah, I used it a lot.
Yeah.
I had two friends
Slave labour
last year, and I remember they came out. They were tiny, and I thought, oh God, what are these guys going to do? They dug Olympic diggers, and they just cleared a place of nettles that I would be still looking at it.
Yeah.
And they just loved it.
Yeah.
You can never tell which ones are going to be really good.
No, that's it.
I presume they were just going to paint walls or do something for me, and they went digging and never stopped.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, no, it's just amazing how much you get done when you have numbers.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you could be yourself looking at it and it's a daunting task, but when you have 3 or 4 people to get stuck in, it's much better.
One of the things that you know, in sustainability generally, most of what we want to try and do, we have to do together.
Yeah.
So it's good practice
Yeah.
as well to start bringing people in and sharing your house and sharing your garden and
Absolutely.
sharing your dreams.
Yeah, I agree.
What Turlock said to me yesterday was he was comparing you and his dad would just tell him to do something. He said he gets excited about you because you share your vision, and he gets excited about that.
Oh yeah.
It's like your enthusiasm.
Yeah.
And the whole thing rubs off and it gets everybody else going, kind of like.
Until I make him do all the work. Yeah.
He did say he needed
Hello.
a day off.
How are you doing? We're just doing a little walk and talk. You're welcome to join in. Hi Tia. So going forwards, these are the first 2 solar panels that we installed. Simon, that works with me, he's the, what do we call him, nutty professor. No, he's not. But he's lots of ideas that he wants to do, and he's not living here, but he loves to come down here and get involved, and he's set up these. So we have a battery in here that we're running some lights off, and we're hoping to start running a pump on our wood chip shower, which I'm going to show you in a minute. But again, embracing solar. He actually cooked sausages on an induction hob off the solar panel. Solar sausages we had. I was impressed anyway, and Millie was even more impressed because he left them on the pan and went out to the mill and came back and they were all gone. And Millie was, yeah. Millie's, yeah, exactly, yeah. Oh yeah, Rachel, this is your. This is.
I like organising. So, but it's not super organised because a lot of stuff got
You might as well walk in and we'll go through the woodshed. This is our hardware store, basically.
Yeah.
So anything.
It's slightly organised in a weird sort of way.
Yeah.
There's like wood, metal, and then like, I don't know, plastic over there. Because there's a leak over there, so put all the plastics over there.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Pipes, windows, you name it. If anyone's on the farm, it's like go to the bits and bobs shed. If you can't find it there, then we have to go buy it. But lots of our projects, so we'd always be adding to this and always taking from it.
Yeah.
So that's the one nice thing about the job that I have is that I'm out in lots of different properties and people are often looking just to get rid of stuff. And if you stick your head around the corner, you never know what you're... So yeah, ever since we moved in here, I've become a bit of a hoarder really, so... But
this is an old, like a magazine rack or something in a shop.
Yeah.
But it works really well for seed trays.
Yeah.
Up in the conservatory, that you could just put them all on it. And then this year I got... the lights,
yeah,
what are they called?
Fluorescent lights.
Fluorescent lights, because the conservatory, even though it's bright, it doesn't get direct sunlight. So to stop the seedlings from
shooting up.
Yeah,
we were getting problems. They were getting very leggy.
Yeah.
Especially earlier in the year when we just put the fluorescent light and had it right down close to it, and it just makes them much.
Yeah, it worked really well this year.
Stockier plant, yeah. So we'll continue through anyway. This is where it kind of switches from the farm to the business. So I'm a tree surgeon. Our art gallery isn't up yet. They got today. Pardon?
That's
That's Tim's. Yeah. Simon's brothers. They just stick them up. The rest is on its way. We have about 40 pieces have been donated.
Saloon, Black Sack Studios, and Lighthouse.
Yeah, Lighthouse. Yeah. So no, it's great, and we're going to do a silent auction over here later on. So basically, there'll be slips, and you'll just put them in. You know, if you like any piece, I think there's a guide price, and then you just put your slip in the box, and tomorrow then we'll go through them, and whoever has the highest bid will get it. So this is basically that's where all the timber, just kind of the byproduct from my job comes. We have big lengths out here that we mill up, or meant to be milling up. But so all the building projects that we've done around the farm, like the toilets and the bridge and the stage, that's all stuff that I would have bought out on site off of customers. So if we did a job and they wanted to get rid of the timber, we'd bring it back here, and some of it goes to firewood, and then things that are good or valuable that can be milled, there's plans for those down the line, but so like making stages, but yeah, whatever. But so this is all our firewood, which only got done in the last 3 weeks because we wanted to clear this to get the gallery in. So it was one of the big jobs we did this summer, which was great. We have firewood for sale if anyone's into it.
How much for one?
€70.
No idea if that's good or bad.
No, neither do I. Firewood varies so much. Like some guys sell it for really, really cheap, and I don't know.
Trailer load. What is it?
Yeah, what is a trailer load exactly? So this is the mill area, which is just recently set up. Again, these sheds were full with hay, like hay that was 20 years old. So we had to clean them out. In the process of cleaning out, I broke the wall at the back here I broke lots of things with teleporters in here over the last few years, getting a bit excited. But we've managed to clear all the sheds out, but eventually, finding homes for all the hay and stuff like that has been difficult. So I think all the stuff out of this one went onto this mound here. There was a mound here anyway, and it was full of farm plastic and debris and crap that was here for years, and we really wanted to clean up this area. So I managed to get out as much plastic as I could with the forks of the teleporter, and then we got rid of all of that and got all the hay from in here and put it on top, and then got loads of wood chip and put it on top of that, and then we just planted into that, I think. And the first year, what did we put into it? It's nearly 2 years ago. Well, we had courgettes and pumpkins in it last year, and the whole thing was just full of them. And
bindweed was a problem.
yeah,
Because it was taking over everything, and then I read up that if you use the pumpkins, because it's big leaves, it would like stop them expressing like and stuff.
yeah,
So that worked out really well last year.
yeah,
Then this year we decided to do potatoes,
yeah.
which wasn't the best idea in the world.
No, it's
because
really hard to dig
even to plant them.
on a hill.
And you're on a slope. And stuff.
Yeah,
That was a
so it's
bit
been tough.
Well, I was going to say, would this be more of a no-dig project then?
Yeah, well, nearly all of it is no dig anyway. Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Like we don't. Did we turn? No, we don't dig. No.
We didn't cover the beds at winter.
Yeah, we
It
covered
looked
them.
like a graveyard from like what it looks like now. Pictures of before, I had like black plastic on all the beds. It
Yeah.
looked so morbid.
Yeah.
Like it was very depressing.
There's winter. Yeah, it kind of shuts down here a little bit in winter, and you kind of lose touch with it a little bit. But and we'll keep moving anyway over to the next section. Yeah, so we have some nice little pumpkins starting to, and we kind of have a control on it in this garden, but like this mound, like it's just a really invasive climber, and it's got rhizomes, so it spreads through the ground, and if you dig up the roots, they break. It just makes more plants. So it's like we don't use any sprays here, but like it's the one thing that you nearly would spray just to try and get rid of it. But yeah, it's still working though. We have a fairly decent crop of potatoes up here. It's kept the bindweed at bay some bit. We have the pumpkins which are growing through it. Not exactly sure what type of pumpkins. Anyway, so this is a work in progress. We were hoping to have it finished for the event today, but we ran out of time. But we have pretty much everything ready other than the wood chip. So what we're trying to do is heat a shower through wood chip. So the wood chip that I get like this from the business, some days we could have 3 or 4 truckloads of it. It's around everywhere. Tree surgeons are generally trying to get rid of it, and it produces energy. So when you have it piled up outside there, it heats, and we put a thermometer down into it to test to see what temperature was there, and it was like 65 degrees Celsius. About it. Huh?
For how long would it keep that temperature?
Well, it was there for 6 months at that point. Yeah, so that big pile up there, if you go down deep enough, it's still up at around 60 degrees. There's actually a French guy came up with this concept, heating through compost piles. But because we have wood chip, I always wanted to do this system, and so basically what we have up here is a water butt which is collecting the rainwater, and we have a filtration system just in the gutter. Roman, one of our workaways, was tirelessly manufacturing here for the last few days. So it filters the water, the overflow goes down here into our soakaway, and basically the whole system is gravity fed, so it'll come down. This pipe here will be laid down, so what we'll do, we'll put a layer of wood chip, maybe 6 inches, and then put down a coil of pipe, and then compact it, water it, put down another layer of wood chip, another coil, and basically go all the way up. So you're getting as much surface area, the hose touching or heating off the wood chip. So by the time it's passed through 120 meters, it should be hot. Well, we're not 100% sure, but we're hoping it'll be hot. Or else, well, we calculated, I think, the volume of the water that's in the pipe, and it's like it'll be 17 liters of water just in the pipe, in the wood chip, before you have your shower. So if you can have a shower with 17 liters of water, it's guaranteed to be hot. But if you use all the 17 liters and then this water comes down cold and passes through, we don't know if it'd heat quick enough.
You can get
Huh?
the
A
little
navy
nozzle.
shower.
Yeah.
You can get the little nozzle for the end of it that you can turn off, scrub up, turn on again, rinse off.
Yeah. Well, that's it.
One of the problems you might have, like, is that the guy who comes along for the first shower,
Yeah.
has been there for a long time.
Yeah.
The water's coming out at 65
Oh
degrees,
yeah, well we have a.
and it'll be too hot for you.
It could be too hot. Well, we have a equalizer tap, so we're going to plumb up.
Blended, is it?
We're going to plumb up some cold water as well.
Yeah.
Dogs everywhere.
You're like,
So if you want to keep coming up, then this is more the bindweed. We just let the bindweed take over this side of it. It's covers the clay. But hello, doggies. So again, work in progress. This is our shower.
Shower anyway.
Yeah, this is the shower.
beautiful shower.
Yeah, it hasn't got a roof on it yet, but yeah. Well, so the water comes in, and the idea was that the tank down here would be higher than the level here, and that gravity would feed it. But the water pressure turns out it's not going to be high enough, so we're going to have to put in some sort of pump to get the pressure up. Is it actually working now? I think it's still hooked up. Oh yeah. So there you go. So that's
But that's without the pump.
that's without the pump, and it's feed.
That's
It's
pretty good pressure. I think that's
waste
enough.
water.
Yeah, you'll only waste water with the pump.
yeah. Get in there and. But
Don't use too much shampoo in your hair.
yeah,
You'll be
but
fine.
that's bypassing the 100 meters that has to go through the wood chip. We have that directly to
But
the
you
barrel.
Still, you still have the same head of water.
Maybe,
Yeah.
yeah. It's actually, yeah, it's better. It's after getting
not bad.
better, yeah. Because I'd say the barrel is full now. So, and it's warm. It actually is. It's quite, yeah. Like it's definitely. You can have a shower now.
Oh yeah.
A summer shower.
Yeah.
So, yeah, still bits and pieces to do. We had 3 German journeymen come with it to stay here about 3 weeks ago, and they helped us do a lot of the carpentry around the place. So again, all the sides are all larch that we milled here ourselves on the mill, and these are bits of Lawson cypress that I collect when I'm out on jobs. I see interesting bits of timber, and we just split it down the side and mirrored it. We got some spalted beech. And the floor then is cedar as well, and the sides are cedar, so nice mix.
Just the way the boat is with the.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it?
Gorgeous.
Yeah, yeah. So the first thing we built down here was the compost toilet. And since building this, I've learned a bit more about composting toilets. So it's not ideal. It looks really good, but the whole system for collecting the poo basically isn't ideal. It could be better sealed. It could have access to it. It should have 2 bays. It should have ventilation. But we weren't using it a lot really until this summer, and now it's been used an awful lot. So I'm going to have to look at another way to see. I think with a composting toilet you should have 2 bays.
Yeah.
So once you've kind of filled one, you can move over to another one, and there's lots of different ways of doing it. But at the moment we just have one there, and we do have access to it, so we could clean it out. But
So how is it? I mean, I've used them before when I've been out camping in the woods and stuff.
Yeah.
Where they've set them up. But like, how does it, in terms of it composting, how does it break down?
well, it's the sawdust, the mixture of the sawdust,
Yeah.
and so it's just like woody, like any composting is woody and kind of then green, but maybe.
So the nitrogen and carbon.
Yeah, and it should, like the barrels for compost toilets outside, like it should be just from what the YouTube videos that I've watched and
Yeah,
other
yeah,
festivals doing them, that if you leave it in there, close them, just a mixture of the sawdust and the poop, just it breaks down over a 16-month period, and basically it's ready to go back out onto the ground apparently. So it's experimental, so we'll see what happens with it. But so yeah, that's the poo with the view, we call it, as it's got a really nice little it's got a window here, and yeah, you should test it out later on if you're feeling the need. No demonstrations. But yeah, the rules are here. Rachel, whoa! Rachel was tirelessly making signs over the last few days, and yeah, basically the rules are pretty simple. So there, yeah. That's it. And again, actually, it was an Australian guy helped us make this. He was here for a month, and we set him the task. And we have our own little rainwater collection system. So the roof actually of this collects enough water to keep your hands washed. So yeah, it's a really nice little feature.
Independent modular.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I way prefer this in the house. Like, I come down here in the morning to. So, how are we doing on time?
It's 20.
All right, that's grand. We'll keep going. We didn't just another one of our rainwater harvesting systems there, the IBC tank. The idea again is just you can join loads of these up together. So at the moment we only have one, but you can keep
an overflow.
Yeah, with an overflow, and you can keep joining them. And I think it's massively important to, water is in abundance here. Well, even last summer it wasn't in abundance here. We really needed the rainwater harvester, but I think harvesting rainwater, like it's a requirement of planning permission in Australia and places like that, and it should be here as well, like, because we take the water in our taps for granted a little bit, like, so. Yeah, we have, again, work in process or progress. Is this your dog?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Does he play the didge? She is. Nice. How are you doing?
Good.
Very good.
How are you doing?
Not so bad. I'm in the middle of a farm.
Oh, you're on the tour. We were
Yeah,
going to find you.
we're on a farm tour.
Want to bring them over to the recycling area?
Yeah, I can do that.
Did you get that? Are you happy with it?
So, coming through, this is a new addition to the farm. I wish it was mine, but it's not. Yeah, so I met Colin Byrne there probably about 6 or 7 weeks ago, I'd say, and I just met him randomly at a bioenergy conference and told him we were having a party to plant trees, and we're kind of doing an eco thing, and he said, "Oh, I have a solar trailer that could power that." And I was like, "Really? Great!" And then it all snowballed, and this is the result. And so we have a solar trailer here that's like 5 kilowatts that's powering the dome. So pretty much hoping that we won't have to use any grid power at all to run the dome all night. And the same for this stage. Now we do have a backup just in case the battery bank runs down, but yeah,
It's
just
got a beautiful day, so.
yeah, the sun is shining. Yeah, so yeah, that's the solar thing, and the same over here. And then they'll bring you through to another one of our projects that we were trying to get done this year for the party, and we're 90% there. So we had no water running water in the yard down here, or in the outdoor kitchen. So this is our outdoor kitchen. It's where we kind of entertain sometimes, and we've had a good lot of family get-togethers, and we'd have friends. The banquet hall, yeah. So it's a really nice thing to have, but we didn't have any water, and we had no way. There's no drainage here to get rid of water. Like, there's no, like, our septic tank is higher than the level of so we had nowhere to get rid of our grey water. So we came up with the idea, so we'd install our sink here and pipe it around to this big old water tank that hasn't been used. There's trees and stuff growing in there. But the idea is we have it piped in there now, but we're going to put different layers of gravel and sand, and then and plant reeds into it. So it'll just basically the water will be spread out across the top, and by the time it gets down to the bottom, the roots of the reeds and sand and gravel, everything will filter it. So you have a clean water at the bottom, and there's a tap on the far side of this. So you should be able to use, if it does store water, which we're not sure it does because it's so old, but if it goes back into the ground once it's gone through the filtration system anyway, it's okay. So here's our barbecue, getting ready for food. 3 o'clock, starting to warm up. We might need some more timber on that actually. Keep her going. Rachel's wings made out of pallets, are they, right? Yeah. So up. Rachel does all her art is kind of upcycled, mostly, isn't it? Yeah, all recycled, upcycled material. So lots of art pieces you see around there. Rach. So we'll just go over to the recycling.
All right, bye.
Yeah, nearly done now. No. So we just have our little recycling robot in here.
Recycling what?
The recycling robot.
Oh wow.
If you don't recycle properly, he's going to throw fireballs out of his star and zap you.
Okay.
Oh,
The whole recycling there.
yeah.
We just wanted to kind of showcase.
Do you want to squeeze in a little bit so you can hear?
We recycle a lot more up in the house and stuff, like food cans and all the rest of it or whatever, but we wanted to kind of set up a space where you can see the different ways we can recycle. And we're also I'm involved in running a workshop in Bennettsbridge on the 12th of September, or 17th of September, and a lady from Dublin is coming down from LYCS in Dublin, and she ran a zero waste course in Newbridge that I went to, and I found it very inspiring. So I asked her to come down here, to give it down here as well. So one of the things that she would say, like, to try and do zero waste, like whatever, to refuse to buy the products first of all. So then, and to find alternatives, but sometimes it's very hard to do that. But there is another company called TerryCycle, and then you can recycle the crisp packets, biscuits, different kind of items, and the points that you earn for the weight of whatever you recycle can go to non-for-profit organisations that you can choose from on a list and stuff. So you could be helping.
And you do that here? You're
Yeah.
at a point.
Yeah.
So the shop in Market Cross, I noticed they do it as well, the TerryCycle.
Oh right, yeah.
You know, the new nature, I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
Upstairs in Market Cross.
But it's anybody
So it's
can
great.
be one, like.
But I didn't even know until I walked in and saw it.
Yeah.
Do they have a list of their points, like in the website or something?
You have an account, and then it's really simple. All you have to do is collect them, put them in an envelope. You don't even have to pay for the postage. They give you a barcode, you print it off, and then you stick it on the envelope, send it off, and then your account gets credited to a certain amount, and then you can use those points.
So you individually send your crisp package. You don't like put it in a point somehow. Like there is a place in Galway you can go and everybody can dump their crisp package.
Yeah.
And they take it.
There is a
There
place
is
in
as well.
Kilkenny where you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just do it. We just do it ourselves.
And is it only certain brands that you can?
No, it says on the website it says Walkers, but like what was it underneath? It's written can recycle all crisp packets.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So, and then they do biscuit wrappers as well, and a lot of baby products and stuff like that, and Brita filters as well. There's different companies anyway. If you log on to TerryCycle, you'll find out more information on that. And then the other thing that we were going to start doing was eco bricks.
Yeah.
And what I was having the problem with is that they all have to be a certain size and stuff, and then it's also a pain to try and stick them in. So then there was a lot of those kind of containers around the farm, so because they're a bigger like hole and stuff. So then I was starting to use those ones. which is kind of working out at the moment. But I'm still trying to run the whole thing of not buying the soft plastic, but having like guests on the farm and stuff like that. It's very difficult to do that. Trying to.
There's always going to be a certain amount, but of soft plastic. But I suppose the fact that we do buy these bottles, they usually come from my truck in work. The guys or myself, you know, when you forget to bring your water bottle to work, and I'd rather buy one of these than a small one. So we do end up accumulating them, and they take so much plastic. Like by the time you've compacted them in, because like I don't know if you've seen the war on plastic and all the soft plastics that are being shipped out to Malaysia, like. At least you know where your plastic is if you put it in that. And what the idea is, you have enough of them, you can start building things out of them. As you just compact them to a point where they're super hard. Yeah. So like we could easily do some sort of building project on a farm with them eventually. I'd say they would be, yeah. So you know, it'll take time to collect them, but you know, you could have 2 months of 2 months or 3 months worth of plastic in one of these, depending on how much you. Yeah, so you know, and I think at the moment it's so the whole thing about where soft plastics are going. It's you just don't know what's happening with them. Like you're recycling them, but
Trust where it's going either.
no, you can't. No.
The best, I mean, the only thing you can be sure is if you try to go for zero waste.
Yeah.
But it makes a very interesting diet sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like true.
Yeah, it's difficult, but it's getting better. More people are looking for it, and I think that's the key.
What about the bottle caps?
Bottle caps, I'm not sure what we're going to do.
Jewellery.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a necklace.
Yeah. But
We'll do something with it though,
A
definitely.
musical instrument
Really, you can put them inside the flower brick thing.
you could, yeah, absolutely. Well, they probably have recyclable. They're what are they made out of? Are they tin? Yeah, they go in your steel, so they have a value. The other thing as well are drinks cans. We have quite a lot of cans around here from time to time, and like we go to the recycling maybe once every 2 months or so, and like we're throwing all our aluminium cans away. It's like if we got a big IBC, I was saying to Rage, aluminium's valuable, like, and if we have the space which we have here to keep that and crush it, then like why are we giving it away when we could bring down like half a ton of aluminium or something after a year or something. It's not going to work for everyone, but you know we have space, so now we're just going to hold on to our aluminium and then bring it to a recycler, and then you get paid for it rather than having to pay to get rid of it.
So basically, after the composting course with Betty, she was like saying that to put your food waste and your garden waste in the same area is not the greatest idea.
Yeah.
So it's just for messiness and stuff. So what we're doing now is that's bay 1, bay 2, bay 3, and then you get sieved and put in there.
Yeah.
And then this is for the food waste.
Oops.
Which I just took an old green bin, drilled holes in it and propped it up.
Right.
But the only issue that I have with it is that there's a lot of flies. But the flies, if you had it outdoors, wouldn't be that much of an issue because the birds would eat the flies from around it and stuff like that. Just
Any
vegetables, no meat, no
Yeah,
no
yeah.
salt. Yeah. And then this is our wormery, which we've only just set up there recently after doing the course. So there were only new meats in there, but there's a few worms in there.
You worms. They're tiger worms.
I tell you, my daughter has just vegetable.
That's what they're
compost.
called.
Just an ordinary sheep.
Yeah, they digest food like way quicker than any other worm, and they have like stripes on their back.
And they just went,
Tigers.
So they have it really wet.
You
and
said
there's
like
so
your
many
finger
just-
bit off by worm or something like
No, that's
that.
really brilliant. Like, she's just got.
I'm gonna have to check out
In your compost heap.
Yeah.
And then what we done with the worm when I was cleaning it out is we kept all
casings.
the worm compost and also the worm tea. And then when you're going to do your garden, you put a scoop in your watering can and it would fertilise the garden and stuff like that.
It's really, really good stuff.
And
Like,
we also use these for making nettle tea as well.
Yeah.
So you just, you just put the nettles in water and leave it for a while, and then you can use that as well for
nitrogen.
nitrogen.
Yeah.
Like using
Comfrey, and there's a few different ones.
Yes, there's no real need to buy kind of stuff for your garden in plastic containers. You can
Yeah.
do them yourselves.
Yeah,
Quite
true.
easy.
Plenty of nettles
Actually,
around.
was saying a tip for making that as well is to actually stuff a pair of tights with the nettles of the comfrey and then just use it as a big tea bag.
Oh,
Just,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
dunk it
yeah.
in the water, like whatever.
Oh,
So-
yeah, yeah. I love it.
The tights use
I have to go to the barbecue for a bit, so so yeah, I think that concludes it pretty much anyway.
Yeah.
So a little insight, probably missed out something, but sure.
Well, you're very lucky, so much space.
Yeah, no, that's the best thing about it. Yeah,
So much energy.
yeah,
And enthusiasm.
that's it. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.